Well, this is the 1 year update. When I say 1 year, I mean for the tank and the BCBs. We had the BCBs up and running February 26th, our anniversary. This year, this was our 20th anniversary. No, I did not get the 350-gallon tank. But my husband's 20th anniversary present was a new hip. This is his second total hip replacement, and we knew that the month of February was going to be a time of, well, let's face it, neglect for the fish, but very special attentive care to my husband. Anyway, this is his 7th major surgery in the last decade. And I'll get into that later, why we've had so many procedures and why we have so much metal in our bodies. Something very tragic. Anyway, did want to update everybody on the fish and the 1 year mark of the BCBs, the numbers. And I wanted to do it this month in particular so that you could see what does happen when you basically neglect the tank. He went in for his surgery on the 13th, and the last water change that these two tanks had was on the 12th. So it's been almost a full month, and everybody looks great. We're still sold on the Anoxic Filtration. I'll show everybody the baskets again. The most frequently asked questions I get are on my making of the BCBs video, where I do the step-by-step of the kitty litter and the laterite and actually put the baskets together. So we'll just kind of run down that and summarize. But as far as the tank goes, we were averaging, I think, 40 gallons a week on a water change. You know, it depends. Every day he would try to get up and do 5 gallons every morning. Sometimes it would be 10. Sometimes we'd put it off for a few days and wait till the weekend, do 20. I think that's the most we've ever done at any one time. Oh no, he's telling me no. 15. 15's the most we've ever done at any one time. But I think if we average it out, and I'll show you the calendar. There's this calendar that I mean, you can't really tell what our hieroglyphics mean here, but we keep track of the water changes, we keep track of what we're putting in as far as ferts. You can see the BCBs are still looking great. We do keep them submerged. That's a question that I got on the video, is do we let any air get to them, or do we change them? Do we clean them? No, we leave them alone. We keep them submerged. Even when we, you know, when you turn off the pump, the sump water level lowers, but we don't ever let it get down past, we don't let it go below the tops of the BCBs. You don't want oxygen to hit these things. Remember, that defeats the purpose of anoxic filtration. This is a very low oxygen environment. But the number of baskets that we have, this is another question that I've been getting, is we've got 6 in the pre-filter chamber and we have 8 in this middle chamber. It's just a 3-chamber sump. It's a 20-gallon long aquarium. Come over on this side, and then you can see the final chamber. And then it passes, we've got this sponge filter that we've had in here forever. We just had it as a possible seating filter. We've yet to do anything with it. But anyway, all of the fancy plumbing in here. Our pump has been really awesome. We run it at, level 3 or 4 when we run it low, but when we're flushing the tank out, we'll run it up high. But you can see how clear. Everybody looks great. We still have our 10. We acquired them in increments. The first group was a group of 4, and then we got a group of 3, and then another group of 3. And as you can see, this big boy right here, Viper, he was in the last trio that we acquired, and he is just a monster. We've got still our little blue diamond stunt back there, Satine. She won't grow, but we love her. This little guy, I don't know if he's gonna be a stunt or not. He was much tinier in the last video, Cobie, but he's still pretty small. But we've got the original group, Marley. There's a new one, Turkish.
Haven't lost the discus one.
We've not lost one discus. We're pretty proud about that, and I know I've discussed some issues that we've had. And now, especially with the tank being in such neglect, they're still doing great. I don't see really any issues. I don't see any signs of stress. I don't see any velvet. I don't see any frayed fins. Eyes look clear. And everybody's happy. Pretty subdued right now. They've been eating very well today. You can see the numbers are not terrible. They look really pretty awesome considering it's been a neglected tank. But yeah, I can deal with this. I can take this all day long. pH is holding at 6 and 0 on the nitrites. Looks like a 0 on the ammonia. Nitrates are probably what, 15? Anyway, for a tank that's been neglected for a month, it's pretty awesome. And we'll do another update on the fish and talk more in depth on them later. We haven't technically hit the 1 year mark on the fish. This is the 1 year mark on the tank and the filtration. So I think it was April 1st that we got our first group of fish, our first set of discus, I'll say. We did have some dither fish in there to season the tank. But the Anoxic Filtration, the BCBs, big fans. We love it. Recommend it. Do need to keep it clean. That's why we've got filters in odd places, like right here between the chambers. We've got that micro, and then over here in the pre-filter chamber, we do change this out twice a day. We've got another stuck in here between these two. So we keep our sump as clean as possible with water coming into it. I know people have experienced difficulty finding the right medium for these baskets. It's just kitty litter and laterite, and I know that the non-clumping, non-scented, all-natural clay kitty litter has been an issue for some folks. I know the laterite's been some issue for some folks, but we were very fortunate and were able to acquire both. The kitty litter at the Walmart, the laterite with what was left at PetSmart. I don't know if substitutions will work. Some people ask me about zeolite, and I've seen in the Simply Discus forum where zeolite, I guess, is basically clay. And that's what you want. You want the clay medium with the laterite core, and you want non-clumping cat litter. Some people are trying it, I guess, with the clumping formula, and it's turning into cement, which is what the clumping litter does. Anyway, we're just astonished that we're still doing so well after a year. While husband was recovering and going through physical therapy, I wasn't really taking care of this tank. I would change the pre-filter, not daily, not even twice a day. I was changing it, what, every couple of days. I mean, basically I was waiting till it kind of bubbled over, and then I would break down and change it. I was more worried about getting him healed and back up and walking again. But anyway, this is it. We're still here, and my little tank was originally supposed to be a ram tank. I think the last time I highlighted it, I was featuring rams. I didn't do well with rams. You know, I don't want to blame it on the LFS, but I'm blaming it on the LFS. I went to a different LFS and got some different fish. So as you can see, I mean, I've got my original Siamese algae eaters, which I got from Wattley, which is where we get the discus. We've got some mollies now. We've got a male guppy that needs some girlfriends. We need to get some girls. I need to get some girl mollies. But I guess it was a mixed blessing losing all the rams, because I really, really wanted to return to keeping a ghost knife. And now I have him. Here he is, back here. We named him Mac. I know, it's cheesy, Mac the knife. But he is such a little personality-filled guy, which is unusual because the last one I had was kind of a slug. He spent all his time in his tube. He was tame. He would let me feed him, hand feed him bloodworm. This guy's very social. I mean, he's out and about all day long with the other fish. Doesn't even use his little tube back there. So I'm really digging the knife. He's definitely my centerpiece fish. I know we'll have to relocate him once he starts getting size on him, but I'm not losing that dream of getting a great big tank. So we're keeping our eyes open for, 200 plus gallons. I would love a 350. My plants are doing great. We've already cut the rotala back. In fact, it took over the whole surface of the tank. It was all up on the top. And we had to do some heavy pruning. Actually, we threw a lot of it away. The stuff sheds, but I do love it. It's beautiful. All the plants here are doing well too. The moneywort has exploded. The crypts are doing well. Some of these swords are coming back. The Anubias is hanging in there. Look at the hygrophila. It's really taken over. And all thanks to Seachem and their wonderful ferts. We love that Excel. We love the Excel Advance. The iron we'll use on occasion. Sometimes we'll use potassium. But just wanted to check in, let everybody know everything's still going great with the filtration. And and to remind everyone, we do have a plenum. We have a plenum here. We have a plenum here with my little BCB tacos underneath. Not BCB baskets per se, but they were my little mesh taco inserts that I put under the plenum. And we're very pleased. All right, well, next time we'll get into more details about the fish. And if you have any questions, post them below. And again, go back and look at the video about me constructing the baskets. For some reason, that's the most popular. That's where I get the most questions. And we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.